It was a fair conversation after their first 6 games, whether or not the Bills were all that good, because their 4 wins came against the dregs of the NFL. 3 of the games could have gone either way, and then they lose 2 in a row going into the bye week. So they figured something out. Josh Allen is awesome. There's no disputing that. They just need to do something, because not only does the pressure of what has come before, but there's also the pressure of how many more trips around the sun does Josh Allen have in his prime. Not that he's getting toward the end, but there's a finite number. And you're burning them off one at a time. So there's one fewer next year than there is this year. There's another fewer one the year after that, and that adds to the pressure. This entire Buffalo Bills experience fascinates me because there are so many human elements that go into it. And I just feel like at times, and I think I said this to you last week, or maybe it was to Holly on Friday, I can't remember, but I would go out and have a team of sports psychologists at the ready when the regular season becomes the postseason to get my guys who have been here for this ride to figure out how to forget about it and focus on the now and block out their own internal noise of what this means, because we've all been in a competitive setting. I don't care what it is. I don't care what sport you played. I don't care if it's ping pong in your basement. We've all been in a setting where the sphincter tightens. And it doesn't matter what it is that does it, it does it. And for the Bills, for the players, for the coaches, there's a lot there that's going to make that sphincter tight when you get to the postseason. They got to figure out how to. It's basically they got to get some psychological Metamucil.
Yeah, no, I hear you there. I mean, I got you. I mean, they definitely have a psychological block or
another potential sponsor.
That means
we got Raid, we got Metamucil. We're lining them up.
But as a whole, I hear what you're saying. I hear you. Now they got to have some belief in the fact that, hey, we beat them in the regular season. We've gone toe to toe with them. The 13-second game we could have won last year. The controversial quarterback sneak in the spot and all that. So they're going to sit there and in a lot of ways go, wait, we're going to get them one of these years, right? But at the same time,
that would be my message. We can leave no doubt. We can't rely on a play going our way.
Now, I think last night too. Let's talk about one of the big moments of the football game, in my opinion, and that was right before the halftime. 20-10, right? We got a 20-10 football game. The Chiefs got the ball. Mahomes has got it. It hasn't been real efficient, but he's been making some big plays down the football field. And now it's the Hollywood Brown. Oh, man, he's wide open going down the right sideline. Looks like he ran like a deep corner route or something like that. I don't know if we have that, guys, and we could show that. But either way, him getting tackled at the 1-foot line, Hollywood Brown, where it looked like he scored originally, and then them coming away with no points off of that.
They got a field goal.
But no touchdown there.
21-17's got a different vibe than 21-13.
Exactly, 21-17, and then you get the ball in the second half, too, to where that's where you get into the psychological advantage of like, oh, gosh, here they come again. Oh, no, we kind of controlled the half, and we're only up by 4, and they're going to have the ball again. So they lost an opportunity there, and then the start of the third quarter, they go 3 and out, or they 4 and out, whatever it was. It was a quick drive, and never really, sustained or capitalized in an area of the football game where you felt like they could have taken control or at least taken the momentum back a little bit.
Another big moment, too, the intentional grounding call on Patrick Mahomes in the second half, and we see this all the time. And when we had Troy Vincent on PFT Live some 11 days ago, I asked him about that play from the Sunday night game, Chiefs-Lions, where Dan Campbell said he was told that the league office was involved when they shouldn't have been in throwing a flag on the Jared Goff trick play, touchdown catch. And part of Troy's answer was, well, sometimes you see officials get together and talk, like before they throw intentional grounding. They're getting together to make sure all the elements are there, that there was no receiver in the area, that he wasn't outside the pocket, all the different things that lead to intentional grounding. But there's one important aspect of intentional grounding that was missed last night. The pass was tipped, which results in it landing in a different spot and changes your assessment of the overall picture. And so at the end of the day, and I love Gene Steratore, but when they brought him on, he didn't say right away, hey, that's not reviewable. No aspect of that play is reviewable. And my point is this. This leads into a bigger conversation that needs to be had about replay review. When they first started, there was a finite list of things that were subject to review. It was so short, most people who follow the sport closely knew what it was. Now there is so much that is reviewable. It feels weird when something isn't.
Right.
And we see stuff get fixed all the time.
Well,
when something can't get fixed, we're like, what's going on?
And we know they've gotten in the ear of the refs sometimes when they're not supposed to get in the ear.
And that would have been a perfect time to do it.
Right. Nobody's going to complain. You got it right. We're not going to go, oh, no, they did. I mean, they've already broken that rule. That's already been done of like, hey, they're really not supposed to get involved in this call or whatever. I mean, how many times have we said that this year? That happens all the time right now. Nobody's going to care right now in this area if you just get it right. And that was obvious.
I look at it this way.
Common sense. Let's use a little common sense here.
If you're going to do a full crew meeting, if you're going to have a caucus of everyone in black and white stripes to talk about this for a minute, why in the are you not hearing from the replay assistant who's part of the crew?
Yeah.
That person's part of the crew. Hey, Jim, did you see anything up there? Well, it looks like somebody tipped the ball. Oh, that changes everything.
Right.
It just creates an impression of what the hell. And that's not what you need in this age of, oh, is the fix in?
There's too many obvious
somebody
things.
Gambling.
It's been a bad year of
corrupt?
reffing in the NFL.
Yeah, and
bad year. Obvious stuff where you just go, wait, you're standing in front of it and you didn't see that his foot stayed in bounds.
Happens all the time.
Or you're standing in front of it, his head never hit the guy's head, but we throw the penalty. There's too much of that right now. And that's where you've heard me. I get back into it. Full-time refs. You can't tell me experience and being around it more and all that doesn't make you better.
You're going to pay for it because they sure as hell aren't.
Well, I know they're not, but that's the problem. And then we're going to continue to hear jerks like me then question the whole thing all the time because of some of the obvious plays that are missed.
Let's go back to one of the greatest hits from 2012 when they locked out the current officials. This is the same group that said the replacements will be just as good. And then 3 weeks later, they said, maybe they won't.
Right.
And they came back. Look, folks, a little dose of reality on a Monday morning. It's a business, and they want to make as much money as they can and spend as little money as they can avoid spending. And they think that they can avoid spending the money necessary to have full-time officials. Until we demand it, until the fans demand it, until the media demands it, until Congress demands it, they will have this donut hole into which all sorts of crap will fall. And you just need to create the impression that you're trying. Let's go back to square one. Let's look at everything. Anyway, that's part of this. Now, the flip side is you got plenty of people saying, well, I guess the fix isn't in for the Chiefs. And, you'll wonder at what point did that maybe cause someone to not turn their mic on and say to the officials last night, it shouldn't be intentional grounding because it's like, we really don't want to deal with this whole the fix is in for the Chiefs again because that was part of the aftermath of the golf play.
Yeah, well, I hear you. I don't think that can be a point this year.
No, I know. But
I mean, last year I certainly can see that being part of the conversation.
There's still people
I know
who go there.
I hear you, and I hear you all the way. That was a big moment of the football game. It certainly hurt the Kansas City Chiefs, right? So I think you take not scoring a touchdown before the half. Yeah, certainly there. And then their inability to stay on the field on the offensive side of the ball and convert third downs, and Mahomes never getting comfortable. At no point during the night did you ever go, the word I always use, surgical, where you're just like, ooh, they're in a rhythm, here we go. It kind of was like, ooh, completion. Oh, nothing's going on? I don't know. Will they make a big play? Oh, they made a big play. They have a chance to score. And then it was like 3 and out. And then it was 3 and out. And then it was, oh, okay, wait, they got a first down. Oh, wait, they made another big play. And that's just not sustainable offense there. And obviously, it wasn't even close what offense executed at a higher level. The Bills were surgical. Josh Allen ran that system to perfection. And then, of course, we know they won the physical battle up front as well. And I think that's what's different about the Chiefs this year. And this is where we've had this discussion a little over the last few weeks. They're not a defensive football team anymore. They're a good defense, right? They're a good defense. But it's not like it was the last 3 years where they could go, wait, our offense is having a bad night. The defense will keep us in the game no matter what. No, this feels like this year the offense needs to show up and carry some of the burden of the football team. And that's where they are, and we've seen them do that a little bit here. But the big question now is going to be, can they do this against the elite teams in the NFL and continually do this without a run game and Patrick Mahomes just throwing the ball game after game after game? That's going to be the big thing we look for here going forward.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.